Today I'm going to be talking about insecurity. Now the main reason that I decided to talk about this topic is because it's something that when looking at society today, it's something that I see a lot. So many kids it's not really something that needs an introduction because so many kids deal with it, being insecure about something. It can be about anything. And when I look at society today, the main things I see kids our age being insecure about is the way their body looks, the way that they do their hair, what clothes they wear, how they do their makeup, what label society decides to label them, and constantly striving to be labeled something. And it's sad to me. And it's not even our fault for being insecure about those kinds of things and wanting to look a certain way. It's mainly because since the first day our parents put us in front of a TV, we were bombarded with images of how our body should look, how our hair should look, the way we should represent ourselves, how we should hold ourselves. And it's always been a problem. And today it's just more prevalent. Women have to have a perfect body. Men have to have a perfect body. You don't want to be too skinny, but you don't want to be too big. You want to be just the perfect size. Women want to have the perfect waist, perfect boobs, perfect butt, just perfect shape. They don't want to be too skinny because then you're labeled anorexic, and you don't want to have too many curves because then it's fat. Same with men. You don't want to be too scrawny. You don't want to be too muscular because then people look at you as doing steroids or doing something illegal. But you want to be toned enough where people look at you and think that you're muscular. And it's not even our fault we feel that way. It's because society's always pushed it on us, and we feel that we're not going to feel wanted and loved unless our body does look that way, unless we fit that image. And this is why suicide rates are through the roof. There's mental illnesses have gone up. People want attention. People want to be wanted, and they don't feel wanted at all by today's society. And, with mental illnesses, people are so scared to even come out and say that they have them, because by saying that, you're automatically labeled as someone who wants attention. And it's sad. It's not the way that it should be. And if you hear one thing I have to say today, just one thing, I want you to know that we are not made to please this world. We weren't made to fit a certain image. We were made to stand out. We were made to be original. We were made to be different. We were all made to learn from one another, not constantly search to fit one image. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to look into, what God says about this insecurity. Where do I fit in? And it's not about finding who you are, what label you are. If you're labeled the artsy type, you're labeled nerd, if people label you a slut just because you dress a certain way. Even if you've never slept with a boy in your life, and even if you have, and people call you a whore. It's not about finding that. It's not about searching to society to give you that label. What does society call me? Then that's who I am. It's not about believing what they have to say about you. It's about believing what God has to say about you. So I'm going to look at some Bible verses today, go through some stuff. Just try to show you that you're not what society says you are. There's something much better for you in store. And so first I want to look at Galatians 3:26, where it says, "For in Christ Jesus you are all sons of God through faith." So with that faith in Christ, we were adopted. Now this isn't one of those sad adoption stories where you don't really feel wanted and you're back and forth through foster care. It's a true adoption. Someone who loves you. You are made completely new. You are loved more than you could ever imagine by a God who is bigger than you could ever imagine. And it's important to start realizing that you are made new. You aren't what the world says you are. And secondly, we're going to jump to Ephesians 2:10, where it says, "For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them." Now, of course, not everyone is walking in them. There is evil on this earth today. But looking at this, we are made in his workmanship. Now, in my opinion, I don't think God makes mistakes. I think what he makes is the way he wanted it to be made. And you were made the way he wanted you to be made. You are made with the personality traits and quirks that God wanted you to have. And if you start appreciating them and truly digging in yourself to find those qualities, they can be used for so much good. But don't let the world tell you that those qualities aren't good enough, that those qualities don't fit the image they want you to fit. embrace them. Embrace the way God made you. Embrace what you're made to do. And you're not made to please this earth. Like I said before, you're made to stand out and be different. And then Romans 5:8, popular one. But God shows his love for us, and that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. God knew we were going to go out and be against him. He knew that we were going to make mistakes. He knew that we were going to sin against him. But he still took that cross, and he still died for us. And you're not going to find a love like that in today's world. You can fit any image you want. You can try your hardest your entire life. You can try to find that perfect boy or girl that's going to love you like this, do anything for you no matter how you treat them, and you're not going to find it. So I think it's time to start looking in this and searching for that love that God can give you. And the last one we're going to look at today is Colossians 3:12, where it says, "Put on then, as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience." Now, looking at today's society, I don't see a lot of that. I don't see people who are compassionate for one another. I don't see people always being kind. I don't see people being humble. I see a lot of pride. And it's saddening. And I'm not saying that everyone acts that way. I'm not saying there's no good people left and that there's nothing else we could ever do. There's no hope. It's over. I'm just saying that we need to start putting this on. We need to start realizing that everybody is different. Don't make someone feel bad for who they are. Don't make them try to fit an image. We were made for a God who loves us. We were not made for a world who changes us. Do you think the world loves you? Constantly trying to change you, make you fit a certain image. That's not what love is. That's the world being in love with an image and forcing that image on you, not loving you for you. But God does love you for you. And there are people out there who are going to love you for you. Stop surrounding yourself with people who want to change you, who want to make you different and fit a certain image. And I guess that's all I have to say today. But it's something that needs to start being talked about. Something that we need to start taking seriously. So I thank you for listening. And again, this is for Agape on Mission. You can follow my YouTube account. I have a Tumblr under that name. I have a Twitter under that name just for encouragement. And I also have a new email, agapeonmission@gmail.com. If you want to start sending me feedback, if you want to start sending me different topics you would like me to talk about, things we can dive into, I would love to hear your guys' opinions. So thanks for listening, and I guess I just can't wait to hear from you.